All right, so the tunnel's looking much better. Um, I do see some facets, but I think for the purposes of this project, some of that's okay. However, let's take a look here. I do see a little bit of faceting in areas that maybe I'm a little less comfortable with. So maybe we can resolve that. Of course, depends on what the expected output is. I mean, I could do a shade smooth. Oop, I should actually select it, but I could do a shade smooth, and that resolves it graphically. However, if we're 3D printing or something to that effect, that may not be the most appropriate solution. So, other options that I might consider, if I've got concerns up here with thin faces, like I had previously dealt with, I might do something like going in, being in X-ray mode, and I could tab into edit mode and maybe just select the areas that are not necessarily of concern and doing a subdivision this way. However, in this case, I'm curious, so I'm actually going to do this by adding a modifier. So in this case, I'm going to go and I'm going to do a subdivision surface modifier. Let's take a look here. I'll just leave it on the basics, and we'll go ahead and apply this. So if I had done it by just selecting the geometry that I thought would be okay, it was going to give me something along the lines of 310,000 vertices. This way it gives me 311,000 vertices. I just want to kind of zoom in here and see how things look up here. Oops. That actually looks kind of nice. In fact, yeah, that actually looks much nicer than how it looked in the previous video. I'm curious if I do a 3D print toolbox, if I do a check all, if I end up with good numbers here. So let's give that a minute and see what happens. Okay, well, that looks nice. So let's just take a look at some of those areas that I was looking at before. Yeah, that looks much nicer. So maybe we go with that. I guess the one other thought I have is maybe I consider using some sculpting tools to just kind of smooth things out a tiny bit. So maybe I'll do a little bit of that shortly.